Welcome to the Kiepersol, Texas podcast, and my name is Michael Roth, and today I'm here at a very special location in Tyler, Texas. We are at Café 1948.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like Tyler is growing. Tyler's awesome. A lot of people moved away from the downtown area, and that's where we're like, no, we want to reinvest in that, So we've spent the first year, really just heavily investing into downtown Tyler.
We've been rumored to be the Bordeaux of Texas.
Okay.
In Bordeaux, France, you can grow Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Malbec, and we grow those grapes and we do really well. When you guys come and you see who we are and what we do and how we love and how we do things here, you can see that we had a really good founder. We immigrated to the U.S. from South Africa in 1984. I'm so excited to celebrate 20 years of having Kiepersol here.
We are celebrating all year long, just the 20 years in the making, and we have a lot of fun events coming up this year. I know that we have been doing a lot of collaborations notoriously throughout the history of the company, but specifically recently, and I know that we're getting to know a lot more about our local community. So we're definitely going to be highlighting some local businesses, other restaurants in town, Tyler local eats. We're also going to be talking about the Texas wine industry and other Texas wineries. We're kind of curious too, like what's your favorite Texas wine? I want to learn, I'm sure Marnell wants to know what people like. And
it's better for you to be drinking a Texas winery wine than a winery from out of state. But I'd love to see what wines you guys are drinking that are not Kiepersol, so we can shout out to those awesome wineries and say, hey, look how amazing the product is coming out of our own state. It made me think, people travel from Germany and they travel from all over to come see what we're doing here in East Texas. There's more tourism than you realize. And we do these tours and we realize, man, there's not a single person. I've got 40 people in front of me, and there's no one from around here. They're from Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Germany, New York, Minnesota. They're from everywhere. The beauty of collaborating with people in East Texas is that I feel like sometimes even East Texans don't realize what gems we have here. I would love to showcase that with local businesses and go, guys, we're pretty awesome right here. You don't have to leave to get amazing wine, amazing food, amazing restaurants, amazing local music, great access to awesome boutiques and clothing, and we have so much to offer in terms of cultural things and what our universities offer. I mean, I'm pretty passionate about our local community, and I get out there and talk to these business owners and talk to the people with the schools and the hospitals and go, wow, we live in a pretty amazing place.
so what is Café 1948?
Café 1948 is actually a vintage mobile cafe bar, and we restored this 1948 Boles Aero 3 years ago. We just love serving coffee and being in the community and building relationships with people, and coffee's been in his family's business for about 16 years, and so we roast out of Arizona and wanted to bring something unique to Tyler that we didn't have.
Well, I know that you guys and a couple other food trucks in Tyler have really been trying to hit the streets a lot more and really increase foot traffic. It seems like that's something that we see a lot over in Austin, as well as we see over in Dallas a lot as well. But it's something that is still in its early infancy here in East Texas.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like Tyler is growing. Tyler's awesome. A lot of people moved away from the downtown area, and that's where we're like, no, we want to reinvest in that, So we've spent the first year, really just heavily investing into downtown Tyler. And that's where our new coffee shop is actually going to be, just because we believe in it and we want to see the life, like people always talk about like, oh, well, Austin is like this or Dallas is like this and Fisher's Pirates is like this, and we're like, yeah, well, downtown Tyler could be the same, so we're heavily invested in that, and just the whole vintage vibe, we're all about it. That's why we're collabing with Alex and Afton and El Guapo Records, just because, we share similar aesthetics, got the same people, and we love loving on kids, so, and that's a huge part of why we're out here more on the regular. It's just a love on people, because honestly, that's what coffee's all about. You know, like when you have a meeting with somebody, what do you, the first thing you do? Go and have a cup of coffee, you know, or when you're having, you know, Bible study or something, you know, it's just like there's coffee, you know, and there's always coffee involved. So we want to capitalize on that, because first and foremost, I mean, relationships are what all of this is about. You know, it's like, yeah, it's a cool business. You know, we got cool stickers, and you know, we do this and that, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know, how well can we love people? You know, how well can we connect people and create a safe place, you know, for people just to be themselves, to have conversation, and to, you know, get a little bit of culture.
Just to introduce you guys, this is Sam and Amber Richmann. They own, like I said, 1948. Sounds like, though, you guys have capitalized on using this trailer to use your God-given talents to reach people and to just love on people. That's amazing.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Try it, yeah.
Personally, I moved here in the beginning of 2018, and they've been really good friends with my wife, actually, and I was fortunate enough that you guys hired me out before I started working at Kiepersol, and very grateful for that. Thank you. But it's so funny to me, coming from coffee and a passion for coffee, and then transitioning into wine, and how many similarities the coffee industry and the wine industry have. What's your experience with wine? Like, do you guys like wine? Do you...
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we're both. Amber's pregnant right now, so she's a little less on the connoisseur route. Yeah, so, you know, wine is a huge part of our lives. You know, we travel a lot because of work. You know, we're filmmakers, and we do branding for different brands and companies and stuff like that. So whenever we're, especially in Europe, where a lot of the inspiration for the cafe come from, the cafe culture and stuff, you know, wine was at the forefront, you know, and just, you know, we've been all over Italy, all over Spain, you know, up the Mediterranean, and I mean, wine is huge. Wine is huge, and you know, the tasting notes and developing a palate, you know, for coffee really spurred out of developing a palate for wine.
So tell us a little bit about your coffee.
My family's been roasting coffee in northern Arizona for the last 16 years. And we have this little Dietrich's roaster, been the same one, and that we've been using. So it is well seasoned. So our flavor is very unique to us because of that, I feel like. And yeah, you know, it started single speed coffee roasters. You know, it started out of a bike shop that my dad owned. You know, the whole purpose of it was just to connect people, connect the bike world, connect just those two worlds and let them collide, you know. And that was 14 years ago, you know, and that's, I mean, I was really kind of right at the brink of, you know, a lot of these third wave coffee shops kind of coming up, and coffee shop, bike shop wasn't really a thing, you know. So it was definitely a risk in this little town up in Arizona. But yeah, we just been trucking along, and you know, developing a proper, what we believe is proper European coffee, an espresso, you know, so low acidity, a little bit darker than a lot of American third wave coffee shops are used to in 2019, you know. But you know, when you go over to Italy, when you go over to Spain, you order a cappuccino or an espresso, it's the same. It's consistent, it's darker espresso, and people love drinking it because of that. And that's something that we fell in love with, so we've developed our espresso around that, you know. So we have a 4-bean blend for our espresso, a little bit darker than you're usually used to, like I said, in these new third wave coffee shops. But yeah, we really like it, you know. You got some really nice lemon and blueberry tones in there, just from our Ethiopian coffee that we're using in that. But then the Colombian and Sumatra beans that we're using, roasted a little darker, kind of bringing it back down, mellowing it out. So we're really happy with it. We have, you know, almost 14 different roasts of coffee and different blends that you can get on our website. And again, that's all coming out of Arizona, but we package it and ship it all right here in Tyler, Texas. And in the next couple months, I don't want to date this video, but pretty soon here, we're in the summer of 2019, we will have our coffee shop, and we will actually have our Dietrich's roaster shipped here from Arizona, and we'll be roasting coffee as well. So we'll be able to really hone in on our specific flavor that Amber and I want defined. And yeah, there's some awesome roasters here that we're going to be able to hopefully collaborate with and start working with to develop some pretty awesome coffee.
You were talking about your 4-bean blend for your espresso. it sounds like you tried to mix a couple different styles of beans and then styles of roast to kind of get some balance.
Yeah, so balance is everything, just like, drinking wine, it's not like you're tasting one varietal. You're taking through the motions, and that's exactly what we want to do with our coffee. So that's why we do have four different beans, that we have been, we've had the same espresso for almost 12 years now,
Wow.
In the family businesses and the coffee shops that we have in Arizona, and it's just been expanding from there. But, like when you go to the majority of these third wave coffee shops these days, you're going to get a pretty acidic espresso, and that's something that we're really trying to just stand apart from. So, like I'm a fan of tasting different espressos, a fan of some acidity. Definitely love the citrus in my coffee, but for our espresso, we're toning it down a little bit to where everybody can enjoy it.
All right, so I want to ask you a question about third wave. You're talking about third wave coffee, and I know that is pretty much specialty coffee, and really it's the third wave of mom and pop or artisan grade roasters coming in and trying to make some really good coffee. But can you explain the difference between specialty coffee, like what you guys are doing, and then like Starbucks and like Pete's or gourmet coffee shops?
For sure, yeah. These more specialty coffee shops, third wave, I like to put myself at like 2.5 wave, that's old school way of thinking, But, really caring more about the origin of the bean that they're roasting, versus just you got your medium, you got your bold, you got your light roast. It's all about the origin. It's all about the varietals, of the bean, and of the flavors that are coming onto your palate, and focusing a lot more on using different kinds of milks, being more creative with how we integrate different kinds of sugars, different kinds of fruits, mixed in with our lattes, and our espressos and different kind of pairings like that. So it's just opening up a whole new world of coffee. I think a lot of people say the third wave style coffee shop, which, very just clean, basic, just straight to the point, talking about the coffee. You walk in, small menus, they got the pour over stations, so a little bit different than, your Starbucks where you got, that's Starbucks,
Right.
I like Starbucks, I'm not going to diss Starbucks, but because they're so successful in what they've done. So it's just a different way of looking at it and going a little bit more raw, getting down to the roots and the origins of the coffee.
And it seems like from my perspective, you have your Starbucks, or you have, you can go down the coffee aisle now, and there's just like an entire aisle now full of different styles of coffee and different, qualities. And I feel like it's similar to the wine world, where there's people that either know about wine or they know about coffee, and they know exactly what kind, like whether it's the roast or it's an origin or a specific roaster, and then they really get fine-tuned and kind of geek out. Or there's those people that just grab something off the shelf, and then that's, whatever they grab off the shelf is fine with them. And I think that's really cool. That there's something for everybody, whether you like wine or coffee, and it seems like there's such an interesting parallel.
Yeah, especially pairing, different foods and fruits and stuff with coffee and wine. I mean, they go hand in hand, and I think that's a world that I definitely want to eventually crossbreed with ours. Like we built Café 1948 to be a European style coffee bar. We got a big long bar. We encourage people to sit at the bar, to sit at the cafe tables, to have conversations on exactly how our coffee shop is going to be, but we built it out to eventually, be able to serve wine out of, Texas is a little more strict on the laws than the rest of the world, but hopefully stuff will change to where, we can offer some wine selections and stuff, because I think they go hand in hand.
The trailer you've really built for specialty events. So you guys do weddings, you do, all kinds of different like festivals and stuff like that as well, right?
Yeah. Initially, we got married in Tyler outside in October, and I think when we look back on that day, it was pretty much almost perfect, except for we love coffee, and we're like, oh, that would have been so cool if there was a coffee cart there. We always kind of joked like, maybe we'll eventually do that one day, and so then we decided to, and we have a huge passion for weddings because of that. We think that weddings are really important and special and a great way to celebrate, and what's better to do that than with coffee. We love doing just different catered events, and that has kept us from being on the streets more and being more public, because that is why we built the trailer. So that's why we're excited about to have a a brick and mortar so that people can go there that want to see us every day, but we can still use the trailer for weddings, business events, celebrations, birthday parties, whatever it would be. So
yeah. Well, I think it's really cool that you can come get some old school vinyl or old school clothes, right next door right now, and that's a cool collaboration, and that's something that we at Kiepersol, we really like to promote our town, because people are coming from all over the world. They find out about Kiepersol through their friends that came or somehow searched us on the internet and found us, and then they come stay at our bed and breakfast, but then they don't know anything about Tyler. So we thought, hey, let's start highlighting a lot of what we do. And I know you guys do a lot of collaborations. Who are some of your favorite people to collaborate with here in town, some local shops, locally owned shops?
Well, obviously, Alex and Afton and El Guapo. We've done stuff out at True Vine. We've had a great experience with them. And Solar Bread, of course. We love doing stuff downtown, just like on the square, 903 Handmade, Moon Rivers.
Visit Tyler's had you guys come out for a couple of their events.
Yeah,
that's cool.
No, Visit Tyler's doing awesome stuff. I mean, they're really just... just spearheading the whole movement of just people doing things downtown, because there's so much character and there's so much life down there. So anything that we can do, with the city, with Visit Tyler, we try to support for sure.
As far as like food goes, we have some great mom and pop food locations here in Tyler. I feel like we have probably more mom and pop shops than chain food restaurants. So what are you guys' favorite? Where do you guys like to go?
Roast.
Roast is great, yeah, of course. Roast and Stanley's, are just staples, but there's some great stuff like What Sub, to get some Vietnamese sandwiches. Awesome, small, very unique restaurant that, I think it's one of the best places that Tyler has. Some of the freshest, most unique food you'll have here. Love it.
Okay.
Go Fish Sushi. Everybody loves sushi, and to be able to just drive through, it's kind of a weird, unique concept, but they're killing it.
We also love the new pizzeria downtown.
Okay.
Yes, that's like the best Caesar salad I've had anywhere. But super love them. My cravings have changed since I'm pregnant, so I gotta remember.
I know you guys like to shop over at Fresh a lot.
Yes.
Seems like they have a good selection, whether you want to eat there or just shop for groceries, right?
Yeah. It's super awesome.
Super cool that I've never been to a grocery store that's that sophisticated,
Seriously though, it's not every day that you get to have like 30 different kinds of mushrooms right in front of you. So very thankful for them, especially in a smaller town like Tyler. They're really doing some cool stuff and letting like some, letting people be able to shop for more artisan-esque type ingredients for home cooking. Amber and I love cooking at home. We eat vegan and stuff, so lots of fruits and vegetables and different kinds of spices are hard to come by, but Fresh does an awesome job of supplying that. So
if people are in town, they're coming to visit Kiepersol or coming to Tyler, what's the best way to find out where you guys are going to be set up, or get maybe a bag of coffee if they want?
Sure, So we sell our coffee at 903 Handmade, also a great place just to go and shop for gifts and stuff. Of course, we always have coffee stocked in our trailer when we're out, but we're heavily invested in our social media following, so you're always going to know where we're at just by Googling our name and seeing our social media posts. Facebook, Google, and Instagram are the top ones. Through 2019, we'll be in front of Alex and Afton El Guapo Records, just right off of Old Bowler Road, Wednesday through Saturday and every other Thursday. We're gonna try to keep it as consistent as we can, 11 to 6 p.m. Other than that, you just have to find us.
If people are maybe interested in having you guys come out for like a wedding or special event, what's the best ways? Can they go to your website?
Jump on our website, send us an email. It's super simple. We got some awesome contact forms on there that make it really easy for booking us and getting more information. Otherwise, you can just send us a message on our social media pages.
So I have a question for you guys. If you guys like wine, what kind of wine do you like? And do you find that you also like the same style of coffee, whether it's like a dark, if you like, let's say, a Merlot or a dry wine, do you also like maybe a dark roast, or are you more of a light roast person? I don't know. I'm just kind of curious if there's a correlation between the two. So feel free to put a comment below or let us know on social media. Feel free to follow Café 1948 on Instagram, Facebook, and please come visit them, get some good coffee. So
awesome.
All right,
thanks Michael. Appreciate you doing this, man.
Yeah.
This is great
this
for
is so
the
fun.
Tyler community and for Kiepersol.
Yeah, absolutely.
We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thank you.